Today, I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite smart money concepts trading strategies. Today, we're going to be using the Bitcoin 4-hour chart so you guys can get a comprehensive idea of how to use the strategy. And this will actually help you depending on which aggressive level you happen to be. If you guys are pretty passive traders, this will be fine for you. If you guys are aggressive traders, you guys are going to like this one a lot. And if you guys are hyper aggressive traders, you guys are going to love this one here because it does give you guys a good amount of profit. Now, today I'm using the Smart Money Concepts bundle from ChartPrime. They are sponsoring the channel, so please give them a look. If you guys don't want to try the premium version, there are free versions online. So all you got to do is type in Smart Money Concepts on TradingView and you guys will find them nice and easy, okay? After you guys have a Smart Money Concepts indicator on here, what I want you guys to do next is add a couple more indicators onto your screen. First one here is you guys are going to be adding the Supertrend by Keyvon. Click on this once. And then from here, I need you guys to go over to the settings and I need you guys to go over here for the ATR period and add 50. After that, I want you guys to do the ATR multiplier, of course, of 5.1. For those of you guys that have been here for a while, you guys already have this on your charts. All right, next we're going to hit OK. And the next one we're going to have to enter in here is going to be the Impulse MACD. All right, this is one by LazyBear. It has about 4,700 likes at this moment in time. I want you guys to click on this once. And again, we're going to have to make a few changes here, okay? First one right there, go to settings. Do not mess with the inputs, just let them sit. They're perfectly fine. As far as style is concerned, I want you guys to go over here and I want you guys to turn everything blue, okay? Top 4 lines right here, all blue. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to click on this little histogram right here and I want you guys to turn that into a line. This histogram is actually the line that you guys are looking for. I don't primarily like using it like that, so I just turn it into a line like this. And then from there, we're gonna go to Impulse Histogram. I want you guys to turn this to a light baby blue so you guys can see it a little bit easier. And if you guys feel like you can't see it because maybe you guys aren't zoomed in as much as I am, you guys can always turn up that thickness a little bit more. And what I mean by zoomed in is right now it's at the level 2 and I am zoomed in at 200% so you guys can see my charts. If I go to zoomed in at 100% and you guys are having issues seeing this, you guys can always make it a little bit brighter, okay? Or a little bit thicker, as I would say. Now, let's move that down a little bit more here. And the last thing you guys are going to have to do is come down here to the Impulse MACD signal and just turn that into something brighter. I like to use orange and I like to make this a little bit thicker, so the third thickness here, okay? That way I can easily see it. Now, here's the strategy and here's what you guys have to do. I like to have this set up on the 4-hour chart. It works the best in my opinion in this strategy, okay? Now, if you guys are very aggressive traders, you guys are going to be reliant on less signals in this equation, okay? Now, for this example on Bitcoin, I think we do have to take one step back because whenever I see people do these tutorials, they're not actually doing any other technical analysis and they're just relying on these indicators. And you guys, in order to be consistent with this process, you guys are going to have to just understand some basic levels of support and basic levels of resistance, okay? But that's also where the Smart Money Concepts indicators can come into practice as well. So I'm going to hide the pin here for the MACD. I'm going to go over here to the daily chart and I'm just going to hide everything very fast. So all we're doing is looking at a naked chart, all right? Nothing here, no volume, no moving averages, no nothing. Going over here, let's imagine we're back in time a little bit here before we actually had this nicer rally. So, we're looking at a resistance level around here of 25,000. You guys are also seeing a resistance level over here. And we're seeing some stacked ones right there. We also have a trend line from here as far as Bitcoin's concerned, right over there. All right. And then on top of that, maybe I can be looking at something more of a Fibonacci extension level here, okay? So what I've done is just add a basic level of support and resistance here. That way you guys have an idea of what's going on and what a practical technical analysis chart will look like, okay? Now, in hindsight, you can currently you can totally see we're up against this one. It's working out still well to this day. It's been profitable. It's working, okay? But, before we know all this, we're not entirely sure. So then we go back to the 4-hour chart and you guys can see all this stuff going on, okay? Now, this is how you guys are going to properly use this. I'm going to turn everything back on here, Supertrend, get this Impulse MACD back up and running. Now, from this last buy signal that we had right here, if you guys are aggressive traders, you guys are only going to be looking for one signal to buy, but you're going to be using that with other levels of technical analysis, okay? When we had this banking crisis a few days ago, we bounced off of the 200 daily moving average. It's not on here now, but that's what the 200 daily moving average was at the time. So if you guys are aggressive and you guys want to play the bounce, you guys could simply wait for one of these 3 signals to hit: the change of character, the buy on the super trend, or the impulse MACD. The impulse MACD for me is usually the primary one that will set you off first. And so if you guys are more aggressive, that's going to be your first one. Second, it'll be the super trend, and usually third, it'll actually be the smart money concepts. Now, if you guys are a little bit more passive and you guys just want to make consistent profits and you're okay with not catching the bottom, you guys can be okay waiting for all 3 to hit, or at least a couple of the big ones to hit, okay? So let's go back in time here and so I can show you guys exactly when you were told to buy. Right here on the impulse MACD, it told you to buy around 20,500. The super trend told you to buy at 22,000. That's still fine. And the change of character up here told you to buy at 24,000. Now, all of those are good. Each one provides money as soon as you buy it. And therefore, what you guys can do with this strategy, and this works for a lot of different ones out there, you can actually use that big trend movement as far as going down with a change of character or going up from a change of character, MACD, super trend. You could use that to only trade in that direction when it comes to your 15-minute charts or your hourly charts or your half-an-hour charts, okay? So if all the trends are pointing upwards, you have a green super trend, you have a green on the, an upward momentum on the impulse MACD, and you have a green change of character, that means you're more likely to be successful going long on your shorter term trades, because even if you get it wrong, it should correct itself over time and you should be able to get out of it with still a minor amount of profit, or at least a substantially less loss than if you guys would have held on and kind of watched it go down and down and down, right? Because eventually, with following the trend, it should eventually go back up. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back in history a little bit, and we're just going to go back over here since we fell down from the FTX crisis, okay? So you guys have an idea of how accurate this can be, because this is not 100% accurate. I'm never going to give you guys that impression that something is 100% accurate, okay? So let's go over here and let's run a little bit of a background. And you guys are going to see these Fibonacci extension levels here. For now, I think especially I just erased them. You guys can see those hard levels of resistance there. Now, let's zoom in here a little bit more. Let's have everything set to auto. And we're going to be going with, let's just say a 3x speed for now. I think that's useful. So let's go. So far, we're in a sell signal here. We had a crossover over here. That crossover didn't really amount to much. Maybe a small move here. Maybe I should pause it. The crossover happened right over here. It led to a small reversal, not much there. Again, this is why I'm saying the more aggressive you are, the more difficult it is to make consistent profits. But you guys really want those big profits, they usually can get a better entry there, okay? If you guys want more consistency, you guys are usually going to be waiting for 1 or 2 signals, okay? And of course, you are looking at a sell signal on top of the super trend, which usually does negate any of the other signs, okay? Now, let's go over here. Another crossover. That one worked out okay. A little bit of a crossover over here, fine. You're basically waiting for an opportunity to get that reversal right now, all right? Because remember, we're at a big support level from historical precedents from 15,000, right? So let's speed this up here a little bit more. Oh, actually, we got change of character right there. Have a small crossover, not a lot. Maybe I should spread this out a little bit more for you. There you go. Still a red super trend here. And you can see that too, you had a few hours, about 12 hours of making good money, but ultimately it wasn't the most, right? So again, let's speed this up a little bit more. Let's go to 10. Now you got to buy a crossover right as the buy was happening, and you are in a green change of character. Everything is kind of boosting right now. At that buy, you might have up to 12 to who knows how many hours of good, stable trading at that point. If you guys looking to trade the 15 minute. Now, when you have a move like this, it's still important to realize where you guys are at in the block. And that's where usually you guys might have other Fibonacci levels here to show you guys, or some other order blocks here to tell you where those resistance levels are, all right? This is where the common sense has to come in if you guys are an investor. Don't just listen to the indicators. If you guys buy right here or buy right here, wherever you guys want to buy, depending on where the crossovers are happening, you guys will see that this is still a level of resistance from what we saw in the past. 4 times, it looks like 3-4 times we came down here to test, and it was a level of support. Therefore, it is going to be a pretty substantial amount of resistance. All right. So be careful as you buy into that. But if you guys want to open up a short out of that, you guys can as well. But you guys might as well just wait for that crossover on the impulse MACD if you're aggressive, or maybe the sell signal here on the super trend. Okay. So that way you guys can see what's going on there. Let's play the rest of it through here. Right. Now you got a sell right there. You got a crossover that happened right there before you fell down, and you have a change of character right there. All right. Remember, now you're just going back into the support zone here. So what do? You might be looking to take profits a little bit earlier, but you might be looking to hold on, or you might not even make the trade at all. it's a lot easier to not do those trades into the supports and into the resistances. Once they crack that, it's a lot easier, okay? Now, we're just gonna let the rest of it play out here very fast, and I want you guys to look at this on your own screens. I'm not gonna talk too much, and I just want you guys to see what's going on here. You can see those resistances playing out, a new level of support. Maybe I'm talking a little bit too much, but there you go, resistance. Change of character breaking out, look at that, crossovers, buy. You also got a technical breakout there, hitting our first level of resistance on the top-hand side, hitting that second level of resistance there, stagnating a little bit here, resistance zone, right? No change of character, still a good super trend here, but we're still in that overall green change of character here. Right? Now you take a little bit of a move down. Look at that beautiful profit right there. Also going into that white line. If you guys can understand these larger terms of support and resistance, I am sure you guys can use it to make some profitable moves, and you can even see breaking down from that support, change of character, sell signal, and a crossover. That's what you guys are looking for. Just keep in mind when you guys are looking for breakouts and breakdowns and those levels of resistance, and you guys will be just fine. If you guys have any questions on this, let me know in the comments below, but backtest this with other types of coins out there. I like to use this with Bitcoin, but I'm sure you guys may like to use this with Ethereum or something else. Primarily for me, this is a Bitcoin strategy, okay? Thanks everybody, and have a great rest of your day.